Hello students, in this video we are going to see the poem 1, Unit 1, Poem 1, Sherlock Holmes, written by John Northern Hilliard. Okay, this Unit 1 is named as a classic detectives, and this poem Sherlock Holmes is a dedication to Sherlock Holmes and the creator of that character, Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle. Okay, students, let us see about the poet John Northern Hilliard. John Northern Hilliard is an American poet, drama critic, and journalist. This entire poem is a dedication to the greatest detective of all time, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so this is the poem. It's a dedication to the famous detective Sherlock Holmes. And the author, John Northern Hilliard, was interested in magic, and he toured with Thurston for 10 years, who was another famous magician. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character created by the British author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And Sherlock Holmes was known for his sharp wit and quick mystery solving ability. The character is designed in the form of a narration by his friend Dr. Watson. And 221B Baker Street, London is known as the residence of the fictional genius private detective Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so we had already studied that this character Sherlock Holmes is an imaginary character created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who was a British writer and physician. He had created the character Sherlock Holmes in 1887 for a study in Scarlet, the first of 4 novels and 56 short stories about Holmes and Dr. Watson. The Sherlock Holmes stories are considered a milestone in the field of crime fiction. Over 125 years after his creation, Sherlock Holmes remains the most popular fictional detective in history. Okay, let's see the poem. Have you read the stories of Sherlock Holmes, the detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle? And this poem is celebrating the sleuth who was loved by readers for his keen powers of deductions. And when Sherlock Holmes, ingenious man, pursued his strange career, we followed his deductions with an interest sincere. Although in his time his victories monotonous became, we must admit that since he quit work, life's never been the same. When the poet mentions Holmes quitting the work, he mentions that by then Sir Arthur Conan Doyle had stopped writing Sherlock Holmes stories. He always kept his wits on tape. He always had a clue. He always could foretell just what a criminal would do. A bit of string, a button, a strand of hair on a coverlet made up the only evidence that Sherlock Holmes need get. And when he bagged his man and hid him safe behind bars, he had told the tale to Watson over coffee for 2 hours. His friend Watson then would spin a yarn from the details of the case and label it the Tonking Three or Mystery of a Face. We have detectives who are shrewd, detectives who are wise, detectives who, like Am Leacock, and are expert at disguise. We have detectives whose brave deeds would fill a dozen tomes, but never one that can compare with me, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Here, Monsieur Lecoq was a fictional detective created by the 19th century French writer Emile Gabourou. The Murders in the Rue Morgue is the murder mystery written by Edgar Allan Poe. It is solved by Auguste Dupin, a detective who appears in 3 stories by Allan Poe. Anna Catherine Green was one of the first writers of detective fiction in America. She is considered the mother of the detective novel. Okay, Dupin Rumock's deductions we today vote rather slow. For Sherlock would have solved the case in half a day or so. The novels of Gaburu, the tales of Mrs. Green, were tossed aside when Sherlock Holmes appeared upon the scene. So here's to Sherlock Holmes and may his glory never dim. And here is to his friend Watson for his faithfulness to him. And here is to Conan Doyle, may he attain the prophet's span and all his life just right of Holmes, that great and noble man. Okay, students, let's see the poem line by line. Sherlock Holmes. When Sherlock Holmes, ingenious man, pursued his stage career, we followed his deductions with an interest sincere. So herewith we could understand that Sherlock Holmes is an ingenious man and his career, yeah, strange as he would have easily pursued other top careers in London. Okay, he might have got many more good careers, but he liked this job. His conclusions were based on strong facts which the reader enjoyed a lot. Okay, so Sherlock Holmes' deductions and his conclusions were based on strong facts which the reader would enjoy a lot. Although in time his victories monotonous became, we must confess, since he quit work's life never been the same. Oh, so here the poet feels that he is victorious in all the cases, but the way he approaches each case seems to be quite interesting and very different from one another. This shows that he never picks a case that has a same pattern, but something that might appear silly to others and needs a special attention. He always kept his wits on tape. He always had a clue. He always could foretell just what criminals would do. A bit of string, a button, or a half smoked cigarette made up the only evidence that Sherlock Holmes need get. So Sherlock Holmes would always had a clue from the crime scene. His sharp wit enabled him to capture the criminals with minimal clues. He need only small clues to catch the culprits or the thieves. A bit of button or a half smoked cigarette were the clues that had led Holmes to solve the huge mysteries. So, even a small bit of button or a half smoked cigarette are enough to solve huge mysteries for Sherlock Holmes. And when he bagged his man and had him safe behind the bars, he had tell the tale to Watson over coffee and cigars. Friend Watson then would spin a yarn from the details of the case and label it the Tonkin tree or mystery of a face. So, from these lines, we could understand that Holmes never punishes the culprits on his own. Instead, he handled them to the law and let them take from then on. So, from this, we could understand that he would respect the law more than any other thing. He has a friend named Dr. Watson with whom he discusses all his cases, and most of the time he would solve the cases together. Okay, so his friend name is Dr. Watson, and in some cases they would solve the cases together. Watson is the narrator of the story of Sherlock Holmes in the original novel. So, after each deductions and each case, Sherlock Holmes would tell the case details to Dr. Watson, and Dr. Watson would compile those details and give a title to them as a novels. Okay, we have detectives who are shrewd, detectives who are wise, detectives who like Emily Cock are experts at disguise. We have detectives whose brave deeds would fill a dozen tomes, but never one that can compare with Mr. Sherlock Holmes. So, from these lines, we could understand that there are several detectives who are wise and shrewd, like Monsieur Leacock, who is an expert in disguise. And there are several detectives whose stories might go down several pages, but none could be compared to the all-around quality of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so their stories cannot be compared with Sherlock Holmes stories. Dupin's Rue Morgue deductions were uh, today vote rather slow. Okay, Dupin's Rue Morgue were considered as slow. For Sherlock would have solved the case in half a day or so. The novels of Gaboriau, the tales of Mr. Green, were tossed aside when Sherlock Holmes appeared upon the scene, which means the novels, the other detective novels would have been tossed away when Sherlock Holmes stories were appeared upon the scene. There are several other detective novels from well-known authors like Gaboriau and Mrs. Green. But once Holmes appears on the scene, the rest of the detectives lose their screen presence. This is the dominant nature of Holmes in terms of wit. Dupin is another writer whose work Rue Morgue might look slow when compared to the investigative skills of Sherlock Holmes. Because the poet says the Holmes would have solved the same case within half a day. So, like this, Sherlock Holmes stories were very famous among readers when compared with other detective stories. So, here's to Sherlock Holmes and may his glory never dim. And here is to his friend Watson for his faithfulness to him. And here is to Conan Doyle, maybe attain the prophet's span, and all his life just right of Holmes, that great and noble man. From these lines, we could understand at last the poet makes this entire poem as a dedication to the great famous detective Sherlock Holmes, his friend Watson, and to the creator of the fictional character Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He wishes that the glory of the character Sherlock Holmes may never dim in future. He calls Holmes' friend Dr. Watson faithful, as he always accompanies Holmes in all the mysterious cases. Conan Doyle has attained the stature of a prophet as he immortalized and being an inspiration for several aspiring detectives. All his life, Conan Doyle has dedicated to his most intelligent character, Sherlock Holmes. Okay, students, let's have the recap of the poem Sherlock Holmes. So, the name of the poem Sherlock Holmes, name of the poet John Northern Hilliard. John Northern Hilliard was an American author, drama critic, and journalist. He became interested in magic after meeting the magician Howard Thurston, and he had toured with Thurston for 10 years. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is one of English literature's most famous private detectives. Sherlock Holmes is a fictional detective of the late 19th and early 20th century, who first appeared in publication in 1887. He was devised by British author and physician Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The character is designed in the form of narration by his friend Dr. Watson. And 221B, Baker Street, London, is known as the house of the fictional detective Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is an ingenious man. The poet considers his career as strange as he would have easily pursued other top careers in London. His conclusions were based on strong facts which the reader enjoyed a lot. Okay, Sherlock Holmes might have got some other top careers, but he was interested in deductions, and his conclusions were based on strong facts which the reader enjoyed a lot. The poet used to follow the cases of Holmes with keen interest, but because Holmes always managed to solve each crime that he investigated, the poet felt that Holmes' victories had become monotonous. The poet says that the detective always kept his intelligence alert and ready for the next case, and Holmes always had a clue about the crime a criminal was likely to commit. He could guess how the mind of the criminal would work, and each time he pursued a case. Watson is Holmes' faithful friend. After Holmes explained each case to him, Watson would put it together in the form of a story and give it an interesting name. According to the poet, no other detective could compare with Sherlock Holmes. Other detectives were clever, wise, or brave, or were experts in disguising themselves while solving crimes, like Monsieur Lecoq. But after Holmes appeared on the scene, the stories of other detectives were tossed aside as they did not match up to Holmes and his ideas, brilliant detective deductions, sleuthing. The poet cheers for Holmes by wishing that his glory never diminishes, and he praises Watson for his faithfulness to Holmes as a loyal friend. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.